I'm going to be honest, the energy is actually feeling very fiery and intense. So before we get into today's reading, I really just want to start off from a space of love and gratitude. I'm so deeply appreciative of all of you who support this channel with your likes, shares, comments, and subscribes. This work is only made possible by your support, so I am so grateful, more than you could possibly know. The energy that came through was actually quite interesting because I was seeing this fire tornado, and I was really getting the sense that your anger, your frustration, your resentment is trying to tell you something very important. And I'm going to be honest, a lot of you have been ignoring this. A lot of you might be the type of person who is afraid to become angry or to express anger or frustration. This probably comes from a history or past of not having your needs met or being seen, and by getting angry, you were made to be the problem. So I'm really encouraging you to get in touch with your anger right now, but there's actually a very specific way that you can be working with this. Some of you are just in this space or relationship or situation, or it just feels like multiple areas of your life where your effort, your work is not being seen, nothing's really happening, and there's almost this like over it sort of feeling that I'm getting right now. So again, it's pretty intense. And as I was sitting in this energy and even starting to feel it in myself a little bit, I allowed this fire to burn away the blockages in my body. I literally visualized fire moving through me, lighting me up, and clearing out anything that was stagnant, anything that has been blocking me. And I really encourage you to do the same as well. So cleansing with fire feels very important and perhaps is quite literal. Some of you might be doing some sort of smoke cleansing or candle magic, fire magic, any sort of practice that revolves around fire and its cleansing properties, I think is especially useful right now. Some of you might even be writing things out and throwing them into fire, either to release them or maybe even using the smoke to manifest as well, kind of sending that out into the heavens. It really just kind of depends on the intention you have around it, but fire is feeling very, very strong. And I did actually try to look into the sort of mythological folklore significance of what a fire tornado is, because this is actually a real weather phenomena in Australia. And I tried looking into kind of the indigenous or aboriginal perspectives, and I really couldn't find a lot other than this is usually connected to spirits, things like elementals. In the Middle East, we could also see connotations to like the jinn as well. So there could just be like this raw elemental energy. And if you have any ideas about what this could mean, definitely feel free to comment down below. I'd love to hear some of your perspectives as well. And, share the wisdom, share the wealth, right? But it does feel like the fire is so, so strong, and you are using this now to put yourself first or make yourself a priority. And if that's something that's been coming up in relationships a lot for you lately, that is something to also kind of keep in mind. How might you not be prioritizing yourself over other people or other situations? Where are you able to kind of change or shift that? So a lot of really big energy. I'm curious what's going on here, because I do feel like there must be a catalyst for some of you for this sort of breaking point, but it's not necessarily a bad thing either. As I'm shuffling, I'm just going to give my friendly reminder that these are timeless messages, so trust that these are reaching you as they are meant to, and I'm trusting that this is going to find who it is meant to be sent to. You can also find links in the description of this reading if you're looking for readings or energy healing sessions. Maybe that can help move some of this energy as well. I also do have a coffee where you can make a one-time or monthly donation for those of you who feel so called. But once again, I just super appreciate all the support you give this channel with your likes, shares, comments, and subscribes. I do deeply appreciate that. So what are the messages that we have? I feel like with the Two of Swords in the past, again, there is this sort of energy of denial. Maybe not making a decision, not taking action. I'm almost getting like biting your tongue. And that's sort of what I was getting connecting with the energy. Like some of you have just been repressing or holding back some sort of message, some sort of anger, some kind of truth. And it might even be to yourself. You might have even been trying to convince yourself, oh, I'm not mad, I'm not upset, this is fine, I'm okay in this situation. But it feels like there's something here that is almost, again, like cracking or breaking. What is this Two of Coins about? We have the Queen of Coins. Interesting. The Queen of Coins and the Ace of Wands. Some of you are really trying to focus on your long-term goals and stability. And you're trying to do this from a place of passion. I feel like you're finding your spark again, and you are really sort of taking your goals or your dreams more seriously. I see what's happening. So what I'm getting for you is that you have recently been in the process of reconnecting or recommitting to a goal. It does feel like this is more about work or calling or something material, but whatever it is, it feels like you're thinking about the long term. You're getting back in touch with the big picture, okay? Because the Queen of Pentacles is all about kind of like making the long-term plans. And the Ace of Wands is like something is naturally just being regenerated. Something is naturally making you feel passionate again. Whatever this is, what's causing this frustration is that you're now prioritizing something that maybe you weren't before, and it's causing this sort of friction now in your life. What you were once tolerating or was what once felt acceptable to you is really starting to surface with some sort of frustration or tension. And what is the energy in the present? What is the energy in the present? So Six of Cups, you are reconnecting to something, but I feel like this is a part of yourself, if I'm being honest. I don't think this is about another person. Maybe for some of you it is. Maybe it is about getting back in touch to the heart of a relationship, if that's the thing that's on your heart right now. But this feels like it's about you. You're reconnecting to an earlier part of your life, a time where you felt very passionate, a time where you had a very clear sense of direction or plan. And it's almost like you're remembering the plan. You're remembering the mission. You're remembering the calling. And the Four of Wands here in reverse, it feels like plans may have been canceled, things have been delayed. There, once again, is maybe this lack of celebration, which feels kind of dramatic. But it's like, what I'm almost getting, if I'm being honest, is like this image of like a party, like a room with these decorations, these streamers, and someone is just going in and tearing it all down, and it's like, party's over. It's kind of funny. So I don't know if that's literal. It probably isn't for most of you, but it's like there's this like frustration that is really, really coming through. And I encourage you, if you are feeling this, pay attention to where it is showing up in your body, what areas of life are making you feel this way. Because it feels like something needs to change. Something definitely needs to shift here. And maybe this is even about reconnecting to something. So yeah, things that might have felt happy or content before with the Ten of Cups could potentially be turning upside down. I'm going to be really honest. I feel like some of you are in a relationship where maybe you've been prioritizing another person more than you realize. Could be romantic, could be a family member, could be friends, could just be relationships in general. But you're feeling that now you're putting yourself as a priority, or you want to make space for something. There's a lot of frustration that has sort of pent up. I do also feel like for some of you, like your idea of happiness is changing. Because I feel like whatever you've been doing, people pleasing, isn't working. And so now you're going into this energy of, once again, prioritizing yourself. And a lot of time when you're people pleasing, people get mad at you anyway. It's never going to be enough. That behavior actually can be quite irritating, which is unfortunate. And I really feel like if you put half of the energy that you try to give other people, making other people happy, into making yourself happy, into realizing the things that would make you feel fulfilled or have a sense of purpose or meaning to you, your life could look very, very different. And you are getting yourself unstuck with the Hanged Man in reverse. And I feel like it's funny, you know, because like the Hanged Man, it is sort of a self-imposed thing. Like you might be thinking you're doing things or acting in certain ways for the sake of other people, but it's actually coming from a place of wound or insecurity. And you're really not benefiting anybody anyways. And it might be the case that it pisses some people off. It rubs people the wrong way. And like there might even be like an anger towards yourself. But I don't think you've lost your chance. Some of you are also just letting your imagination kind of run wild, and it's like you might even be getting mad at things that aren't actually happening. Like you might be imagining certain conversations or arguments with the 7 of Cups and the 9 of Swords. It's like you're torturing yourself with hypotheticals. And that could be, oh, this person's going to get mad at me, or you might just be ruminating or angry about a situation in your head about something. Again, feeling defensive, guarded, like you need to stand up for yourself with the 7 of Wands. Maybe there is a real conflict, and if there is, just get out of your head with it. Stop overthinking it. Don't hold back. Yeah, this is your sign to not hold back, to unleash your passion, to unleash your fire. And sometimes when you reconnect with your joy, you might also feel a sense of anger or even sadness or any number of emotions, because it's like you're becoming more alive. You're becoming more connected with yourself. And there is this underlying, like I'm almost hearing this roaring message of, I deserve better. I deserve more than I've been asking for, than I've been receiving. Might even be helpful to claim that down below. Because you are really stepping into your power as this Emperor at the bottom of the deck. And instead of trying to cater to other people, you're shifting your energy. Because an Emperor doesn't run everything all on his own, or all on their own. An Emperor has a whole council, court of people. And so part of being in power, ironically, is allowing yourself to be supported. Because if you're afraid to ask for help, to ask for support, of feeling like you're too much or not enough, you are going to limit yourself so much. Know your worth, know your power, know your authority, and know that it is worthy of being supported by other people. Hell yeah. We have the 6 of Wands, recognition, success, triumph. You're overcoming something. You are doubling down is what this really, really feels like. And you will be successful. But wow, this energy is very passionate, very intense. So don't shy away from the intense right now. Don't shy away from the passion. Let yourself take up this space. Because again, I feel like some of you were raised or conditioned to not do this. Any other messages right now for you? Any other guidance? Any affirmations? Any other messages? Show us clearly, please. We have the Six of Swords. You are moving out of stormy waters. You have been weathering a storm. You are taking some lessons from the past and moving forward. And there might be some situations or people that you are leaving behind as well. But you are moving towards something. You have land. There is something in sight of you now. There is a goal. There is a destination. And maybe some of you have felt a little lost at sea. You're making it happen. So keep it up. The Queen of Wands, right as I say this. Yeah, this is all about confidence, believing in yourself. And confidence is not the same thing as arrogance. A confident person owns their limitations. They don't hide it. Real confidence. And that is going to attract a lot of success. And the Ten of Wands in reverse, you're not carrying all the burden on your own anymore. Don't over encumber yourself. Don't take on other people's struggles when you don't have to. Because there's a very serious need to lighten the load and simplify. And I feel like that's part of the fire as well. That was actually something I meant to share at the very beginning. This wildfire sort of energy that I was picking up on. It may feel like in the moment it's something destructive. But wildfires are actually very regenerative, at least in the biomes, the environments that they occur in. And a lot of what has become destructive is that the lands aren't being maintained the same way anymore. There's invasive species that aren't meant to be there. That's a lot of what's happening in California, for example. There's a lot of eucalyptus. There's a lot of material that just wasn't meant to be there or wasn't originally there. Interestingly, that is a plant from Australia. So I don't know if there's some sort of Australian connection here. But there's something about a space not being properly maintained. That's when fire becomes destructive. So fire is not inherently destructive unless it is not in a healthy environment. There is something that needs to be cleared. There's something that needs to be removed in order for something new to grow. And I mean, I'm going to be honest. The astrology right now, the world right now is sort of in a destructive cycle. And that can be very just ineffably horrible and terrible. But there's also a way to kind of wield this sort of cycle to remove things and blockages in your life and in yourself. And it really does feel like this is actually sort of connected. Because the world is in such a destabilized place right now, some of you are just at this point where you're like, fuck it. I have given so much of myself. I've put so much energy into this, and it's not giving me anything. So just do the thing you're really passionate about anyway. Figure out how to prioritize that. Make it happen. And it's not about you doing it all on your own either. It does require you to stand in your power. It definitely is asking you to do that. But believing in yourself doesn't mean that you have to do it all on your own. Okay. Does anyone else need to cool down? Those are all the messages I have for you right now. If this resonated, if this gave you something to get fired up about, then definitely drop a little fire emoji, claim this energy, claim this message, and also feel free to give your own interpretations. You know, these are general messages. I'm not going to be able to apply this to everybody else or everyone who's watching this, so feel free to share how this resonated for you. Might also resonate with somebody else. You'll be so surprised just how similar situations two very different people can be in. And I'm sending lots of love and blessings your way. All of my links are in the description of this video. Be sure to hit like and subscribe, especially if you've made it all the way to the end. Might as well, right? And you can also hit that bell notification so you can always stay up to date with what's in the cards for you. And I will see you all next time. Take care.